Welcome back to Storytime with Nye. And in this season, Trinity Walk to Healing and Self-Love, we're going over the different steps that I used, the different avenues that I went during my walk in my self-love journey. Also, for the ones that's new, I'm Coach Nye, and this podcast this season coincide with my journal that I created, Trinity Walk to Self Love, where I share the different steps that I went through um, during my self love journey. And I wanted to share my testimony in hopes to help someone, to coach, a mentor, someone on their path. Now, last episode we talked about the Trinity of Fitness, and what the Trinity of Fitness is as I call it, my little recipe that I created, that is the spiritual, mental, and physical aspect of fitness, making yourself well-rounded, well-balanced, so you can stay grounded. Okay, so touching on the spiritual fitness, the mental fitness, and the physical fitness, it just helps with your well-being. It helps you stay balanced. So today we're going to talk about gratitude. And gratitude is giving thanks and appreciation for something, to someone, or something. Okay, just being grateful, right? Acknowledging that something was done and you appreciate it, right? So for me, during my journey, what I did was, well, it's not what I did, this is what I do. I get up every morning and I give God thanks. First thing of my eyes. And I taught my children that. And me teaching them that, me teaching my boys that is a part of me breaking generational curses. Teaching them a new thing. Now, don't get it twisted. My mom kept us in church when we were younger. That's all we knew. That's all a lot of families know, is you get up on Sunday and you go to church. It's just somewhere along the lines of me becoming like a preteen on up into my adulthood, until I left to go into the military, there was a disconnect from me going to church. So I didn't get that you wake up and you tell God thank you. So it's something that I decided to start, So my kids will teach my grandbabies and my great-grandbabies, and so on, as time comes. So why is that important? And in the journal, we touch bases on, what makes it important. Well, for me, learning to be appreciative is one thing, right? To say thank you and be appreciative. But have you ever took the time to pour into yourself and thank yourself? I know that sounds weird, right? Because who thanks themselves? And that's the problem. You should. Everything I say, it starts at the mirror. Because when we get out the bed and we do everything we need to do, eventually we come face to face with the mirror. Now, whether you're going through anxiety, depression, tired, or whatever, that mirror can make you or break you. And that is where you see your truth. So you'll hear me talk about the mirror a lot. So in that mirror, as we talked about in the last episode, and you being able to look yourself and combat whatever negative thought, combat it with a positive thought, right? So now, gratitude. Tell yourself, thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Because every day we go through a battle. I don't care who you are. If the enemy ain't bothering you, then it's a problem. Okay? Just know that. But every day you go through something, and the enemy will attack you, especially in this critical moment when you decide to take control of your life and go down a path to correct your wrongs and make them right, or learn to set boundaries, or learn to become better. Whenever you're trying to better yourself, here comes the enemy. He right there. Ready, 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 ready. And this is when you have to encourage yourself. So give yourself gratitude because you made it another day without turning back and being that old version of you. Because that old version of you, it was easier just being that person. Because once you start wanting to do better, it seemed like it's harder, but it's not. It's just what you knew before, and what you've known, is what you're used to. So you could do that with your eyes closed. But this is something new. This is when God is doing a new thing in you. And you have to remember to lean on Him. But you also have to remember to pour into yourself. Because nobody's going to congratulate you the way that you congratulate you. No one's going to celebrate you the way that you're going to celebrate yourself. Now, don't get it twisted. Remember, God first. But no one's going to put in that work like you put in that work to become the better you. So congratulate yourself. Tell yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself, wake up. You get up in the morning, wash your face, brush your teeth. Step back. Like, dang, girl, you look good. Oh, okay. Oh, your edges start growing back? Congratulate that. Celebrate it. Girl, that your edges growing back. You okay? You can do a little baby hair swoop now. Always celebrate everything about you. I don't care how small it is. Okay? Tell yourself thank you for being so strong. Thank you for keeping it together when you really wanted to break down when such and such said this. Thank you for never failing me when everybody else did. Now, God will never fail you either. So don't get it twisted. He comes first, but you need to tell yourself, because people will fail you every time. But if you got up this morning to get ready for another day, look in that mirror and say, thank you. You deserve all that as well. So that's a practice that I did. And it was tough. Because I realized it's something I never did. I never poured into myself. I was never appreciative of anything I did for myself. I always looked at it like it was just so small. I looked at it like, well, okay, yeah, well, I ain't do nothing that important. I mean, I'm getting an award, but I ain't really do nothing. I just did my job. Or, okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's another birthday, but I'm not that important. It was always a but. And I realized where that came from. It went back to my childhood of never feeling like I was good enough. I always felt like I was not good enough. It's not about somebody making me feel like I wasn't good enough. It's what I felt. And no one could fix that because I didn't know how to articulate that to my family, my parents, and say, I feel like this. Because I grew up in a time when it was, we're not doing no therapy, counseling. Are you crazy? What does that mean? You got feelings. What feeling what? And that was the time we grew up in. And a lot of y'all can relate. So what I teach my boys, because I want to change that. And what I teach them is we celebrate everything. I don't care what it is. I don't care. I don't care if it was, what do you call them? Spitballs. Guess what? My son spit it the farthest. Yup. That's my son right there. I'm the proud mama of that baby. I don't care what it is. I'm right there to root them on because I want them to change this whole way of thinking. I want my grandbabies, great grandbabies, and so on to be able to stand strong and confident in everything that they do, not looking for a pat on the back, because guess what? They celebrating themselves. They appreciate themselves. And they understand appreciation. They know how to receive it and give it. So, as I always say, before you pour into somebody else, make sure you pour into yourself. So always, if someone do something for you, make sure you show appreciation. Okay? Make sure you, because it's so important for that person as well as you, because it shows respect. Right? You always respect the next man or woman. I was taught always respect the next man or woman until you disrespect it. Then you handle the situation the way it needs to be handled. And meaning that way is those boundaries. Once you're disrespected, it does not mean attack back. What it means is your boundaries are set. And you don't let anyone cross those boundaries with you. But that's a whole nother topic. So always show gratitude for everything. In everything, give thanks. That's what the Bible tells us. In everything, give thanks. So we're going to end it right here. And tomorrow we'll jump into our other episode that will tie into my self-love journey. And if no one told you, guess what? I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep it going. I appreciate you guys for logging into this podcast to listen to me. I appreciate that. So today what we're going to do, we're going to practice this today. What we're going to do today is show appreciation to ourselves about something we did, and to our neighbor, and to God. God first. Always remember, put him first. Everything will flow well, I'm telling you. But you want to starting your day off giving God thanks. You want to give gratitude to your neighbor, to yourself. Remember, be kind to yourself. Show an act of kindness to yourself, okay? So, you guys have a great day. Remember to pour into yourself, then pour into others. And continue to follow and share. Talk to you guys later.